Alright, I'm just gonna start this recording. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna talk about, but I have this notepad of. Okay, it's actually a lot bigger than I thought it was. Just going over each of the characters. Yeah, I guess just talk about this. So, yeah, I'm actually really enjoying the game so far. Just thought I'd start with that. I've actually really liked the opening of the game. I know it's a bit slow, and I've heard people talk about how slow it is. Like, if I go to the video, when I record this, I said I'd play until the awakening happened, and that was all the way over here, 2 hours and 11 minutes. And so yeah, it takes over 2 hours to get into actual fights. And even then, you don't get into actual gameplay until like free gameplay. For me, I honestly liked it. I mean, this tends to happen for me with Persona games. I like the moments where you're not playing the game and when the story just progresses so much, because it's my favorite parts of Persona games. I prefer it even more than the social links. Yeah, let's start talking about this then. Alright, so my notes for you, I don't have much, because obviously silent protagonist. Yeah, so we got, he has no shadow because he has nothing tied. This was talked about after Chie's awakening. I don't really know if this is gonna mean anything. Obviously, it was a good thing that he had nothing tied, because the shadow would have killed us, and we would have no way to defend against the shadows. I mean, this is like, we don't see this in P5. I mean, in P5 you don't really accept your shadow, but Joker's persona does talk to him before he awakens, so yeah, I don't really know what this means. I assume every other character is going to have a shadow that they're gonna have to accept, and you is just the exception. Be an awesome leave. Yeah, that's what I have down. Yeah, with Persona characters, I kind of interpret the personality through the dialogue options. So, I've got you as like a Joker, even more of a Joker than Joker. With Be It Awesome Leave, and just, I can't even think of the dialogue choices off the top of my head, but they're so dumb. Unspoken Riz, yeah, he somehow just rizzes every girl he interacts with without saying a word. So, wish I was him. I mean, I am him in this game, so yeah, that's pretty cool. His old school was upset he was transferring. Yeah, we see this in the opening cutscene. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's before this, actually. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure that you'll know already. He'll be transferring to another school. And everyone's like, no way! So yeah, he had Rose at his old school as well. He's an aura farmer. Yeah. He just is. Yeah. This is all I need to show. Fire Awakening. Oh, I was just on this. Yeah, I want to talk about this Awakening. So I remember when it happened, I said this is my least favorite of the three, and that opinion might have changed. It is so fire. I don't even know. Like, breaking a card in your hands is not as cool as shooting yourself or ripping a mask off. But the way it's done, like the way this awakening is done, is so good. Like, look, the shadows are about to jump Yosuke. He's about to get cooked. And zoom into you. He's like, oh shit. And then they get freaky, I guess. Yeah. And then, yeah, I don't know if this is where, I mean, I guess in Persona 5, whenever everyone awakens to their personas, they go through pain. Also, you see that here. You don't see it with accepting a shadow being painful. I don't know whether the painfulness of it started here, or I mean, it happens in P3 as well, when Orpheus gets ripped apart and Thanatos comes out, but that's not really awakening to a persona. This right here is painful for my boy Yu. Oh yeah, honestly the sound of music's also so peak as well. I look at Teddy, he's like, what is that thing? I love seeing like people's reactions to you awakening to your persona, like in P5 when Ryuji's like, what the fuck, man, what is that? It's so good. And then, oh yeah, I love how we're just as confused as you is, like, where'd this card come from? And he flips it around and it starts glowing, and he's like, oh shit, I've got some powers. Teddy's still confused. And then he says persona when he awakens. They don't, in P5 this doesn't happen. I guess we decided to be, I mean, I guess they don't need to say persona when they awaken. I wish I could, I mean, I can play a sound, but you're gonna hear me like being cringe over the top. Because the guitar goes so hard. Oh yeah, and also you can see Izanagi for like a millisecond here. In the card. And look, bro, he picks up, the card is on fire. It's so sick. And then he grabs it. And then Yosuke gets up, he's like, what is going on back there? Who turned on the light? Wait, who turned out the lights? Why is it so dark? I don't know, it looks cool. Teddy looks so goofy. It's so goofily drawn here. The shadows are closing around. And then you let out the scream of a lifetime. It's so sick. And the fire, it explodes out. And then he crushes the card. This is such a sick shot here. And you see Izanagi behind. I honestly might prefer it to P5's song. Oh no, I can't say that because P5's song is so good. What about P3? Okay. Can we just accept that they're all peak? Let's not compare them. They're all just so peak. Like, look at this. Yeah. Yeah. Fire. Like, all of the protagonist awakenings are the 3 best awakenings in modern Persona. Mainly because they're all animated. Like, anime. Well, okay, not P3 Reload. The original P3's awakening was better. Although I do like Reload's one as well. Alright, let's get on to Yosuke. Confidently hits on Yukiko, that's the first note I have. Yeah, I mean, he does. Yukiko honestly don't really care. Yukiko doesn't even like acknowledge Yosuke as a human being, I feel like. Tells Chie dirty jokes at night. Yeah, I don't know what Yosuke's on with that. I don't know if he thinks that's raising her up. I mean, maybe it is, because Chie is low-key a tsundere. She low-key likes Yosuke. Curious about Yu's preference in girls. Yeah, the one scene where he's asking whether he likes Yukio or Chie. And then he leaks it the next day. God damn it, Yosuke. Holds in his piss. Yeah, I don't think I need to elaborate on that. bored of the small town life. Oh yeah, we hear Shadow say this. Where is it? So I the stuff with Shadow says is actually very interesting. Yeah, sick of everything, especially living out in the sticks. So he came from the big city. He acts carefree because he didn't want to be alone. He's got to surround himself with people. And then he uses Saki's death as an excuse to explore this world. Which is messed up, and I love it. We don't see other shadows this evil. We just see horny shadows of this, and honestly, I was gonna say I was surprised Yosuke's shadow isn't horny, but I guess Yosuke already accepts that he's a horny guy. And then I also want to talk about this cutscene, which also the music goes so hard. The electric guitar is so good in P4. I remember I think I saw this cutscene in a meme like ages ago, with them saying you're not me, you're nothing like me. Like before I even knew about Persona. It's so sick. And then Yosuke passes out. And then look at this thing, bro. Sick. And then oh no, that's not the last anime cutscene we got. The last one was this one. Yukiko's shadow being freaky. I can't wait for the next one, bro. They're so peak, and then they just stopped. There was so many in this first episode. And so many anime cutscenes early on. I mean, there are in every Persona game. Especially P5 as well has loads early on. Which I get. You want to make a good first impression. But I wish they were spaced out a bit more. Yeah. What was that? Actually kind of smart piecing the instance together. Yeah, so obviously Yosuke is like the only party member we have at the beginning when we're figuring all the TV world stuff out. So a bit like Ryuji and P5, we sort of hear them trying to figure it out, and they do seem pretty smart with Yosuke and Ryuji figuring out the metaverse stuff. Also Ryuji has been clowned on by Morgana. Morgana was sort of explained to us, and Yosuke just figures this out himself, honestly. And yeah, I hope this isn't a Ryuji situation where they just dumb him down over time, make him an absolute idiot so that the smart people can come in and correct him. That's probably gonna happen, but whatever. He respects you, yeah. I mean, I think he says, glad to know you're that kind of guy. Yeah. What about you? Could you just walk away? I can't leave it alone. Yeah, I thought not. Why was I stuck on this for so long? Glad to know you're that kind of guy. Yeah, so we see him respect you and tease Chie. I like how he teaches Chie, honestly. I love the dynamic. Willing to help Kanji after his rescue. Okay, this is jumping very far into the future. This video. When was Kanji rescued here? Yeah, Yosuke's like, you know, I just found him somewhere like this. He's like, and he was the one who offered to take him home. Oh, and he also like picks him up here. Look, what a bro. Maybe the Yosuke and Kanji can be bros. Yeah, fuck you, Teddy. He said that at some point. Yeah, okay, maybe I should elaborate. Yosuke hates Teddy. and I don't blame him. Teddy is I don't gotta explain myself. Saving for a motorbike. Oh yeah, and always crashes his bike. So in the beginning, obviously he crashed his bike like 50 times. What are we doing? Oh yeah, I think it's because he was holding an umbrella in one hand and trying to ride his bike with the other. And then his bike broke, so he's saving for a motorbike. Hopefully he's a bit more responsible driver with that. Yeah. Anything else I want to say with Yosuke? I hope he still gets some character development after, because I have heard in P4, it's a lot like P5 where characters don't really develop much after their awakening. So maybe there's gonna be some exceptions, hopefully. I've also heard Yosuke's a bit of a creep. Okay, maybe a lot of a creep, and there's a lot of fan service scenes in P4, which I'm excited for. I'm so curious what I'm gonna see. And is it gonna be worse than P5's fan service? Maybe. Probably. Alright, let's move on. We got Chie. How dare he target females? There are so many good Chie quotes. When she says here, she could have been the kanji. Oh no, it's her. Wait.
How dare he target females?
I don't know why I love that line. So many good Chie quotes. Jealous of Yukiko's femininity and popularity amongst guys. Yeah, this is what Shadow was saying. I'll pull up. Yeah. Comments girl is plus I'm pathetic, so she's my friend. I'll never lose my grip on her. She's too important to me. When the time comes up, we will understand. Oh yeah, so also the shadows, their goal seems to like kill the person they came from, so that they're the one left. I don't know, do the shadows actually survive after killing the person they came from? Because it's not like we see like Saki's shadow after she dies. I don't know though. And in P5, obviously, killing the shadow kills, or forces the normal guy to have the actual person to have a mental shutdown. I don't know, I feel like killing the actual person would destroy the shadow, but I don't know. Yukiko looks at me with such jealousy, man, they get charged out of that. So good looking, so fast and so fun. Yeah, so obviously Chie is like a bit more of a tomboy compared to Yukiko, so she's a bit jealous of Yukiko's femininity and popularity. That's what the Shadow is saying. We've never seen her act like this at all, other than her shadow. But I would say that's what Shadow is. But she's repressing. I don't know if this is gonna come up again. Same thing with Yosuke's shadow, with him being like bored of the city. Maybe that'll come up again, but I don't know. Loki hates Yosuke. No, she is Tsundere. Yeah, she acts like she hates Yosuke. But yeah, she's Tsundere, bro. I don't think she actually does. We see her care about you and Yosuke in the beginning when we come out of the TV, and she's like, fuck you guys. Love you guys. Knocks bro out. It would be funny if he like, because he can now go through the TV, it would be funny if he got knocked back into the TV. Imagine. Alright, scared of thunder. Yeah, we see it in that one scene. Probably not too important, but yeah. Likes kung fu movies. Yeah, so she does kung fu moves in her fights, but she's also a bit unathletic. When she's like running away from Kanji, she's the one who gets out of breath the most. And does she have the least SP? I can't be able to check. But yeah, she's also unemployed, so she sits on her ass at home watching kung fu movies. Doesn't really go out, I don't think. I mean, we do, in a social thing, we do train with her. So yeah, maybe she wants to get a bit more athletic. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say about Chie for now. Yukio, laughing fit. Yeah. I like Yukio's laughing fits. I think they went a bit overboard on the first time, just to really like hammer it in, which kind of made it annoying at first. Well, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, with the gag classes. Yeah. And I feel like if they didn't do it too hard on the first time, it wouldn't be as annoying the other times. But I like it about her character, honestly. It helps her feel a bit more human, because she's a bit like stoic most of the time. Doesn't want to gain weight. Yeah, we've seen episode 1, I can't be able to go to it. Chie invites her out for oh yeah, because Yosuke was treating him. Chie invites Yukio. Yukio's like, nah, don't want to gain any more weight. I don't really know what what this says about her. Wants a prince to save her from being trapped, working at her family's inn. Yeah, obviously with her shadow. And also what we see in her social link at the start. I think she's talked about that. How a bit like Mitsuru and Haru, she feels trapped in her like to take over her family like business, and she wanted a prince to save her because she was freaky. But I assume she's just gonna take over the business anyway, and that's what Mitsuru and Haru did. Wants to learn how to cook. Yeah, we see this in a social link. I'm guessing this is gonna be a Fuka situation where she sucks. I think Chie also sucks at cooking. We saw here when she offered to make lunch for Nanako. And what does Yosuke say? Here. Wait.
Oh, probably. I'm a pretty good cook too, you know. Probably. But asked I would have whipped up some boxed lunches. Easy as pie. Yeah.
Let me think about no.
Damn, Yosuke, you don't gotta do it like that. Alright, let's move on. We got Teddy. Oh yeah, I have a lot to say about Teddy actually. His loneliness has been building because at the start he honestly didn't want anyone in his home, but now he like kind of misses us when we leave him alone and he crashed out at us. Will he have a shadow considering he's not human? I know Teddy's gonna get Persona at some point, and so he's not gonna stay Navigator forever. The original Navigator gets taken over by, was it like Fuka, Futaba, and this game I know is Rise. So it'll be interesting if he has a shadow, because yeah, like I said, he's not human, and shadows are born from humans, Teddy says. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Is he actually a human, or what is he? And also, will he have his own dungeon, or will he awaken in someone else's dungeon, like Chie or Yosuke or you? Because if he does have his own dungeon, does that mean we're gonna have to go and like save him? But how would that work? Because he can't be thrown into a TV if he lives in the TV. So I don't know. Makes glasses. Yeah. He makes glasses for all the party members to see. And also the gag glasses, which we're not talking about. Only if you cure. I cannot bear this guy. Yeah. That's a bit weird. And I think it's probably the reason why Teddy is so hateable. The main reason. Even worse than the puns, honestly. I mean, it's a bit like Morgana, obviously. Morgana was horny for Arn. Honestly, I don't think he's as bad as Morgana so far. Because Morgana is also a dick to Ryuji for no reason. Whereas Teddy's, he's not really a dick. He's just horny. Yeah, the puns. Humans have caused him to question his own existence. Yeah, so actually I want to see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. So Kanji says, no, damn it. That ain't important to a man's man. That's not what I want to become. That ain't it at all. And Teddy's, the world you come from seems really complicated. Ever since I met you, I really had to think hard about stuff like what I am. So I can kind of understand how Kanji feels. Yeah, so ever since he met us, he now questions who he really is. Whereas before then, he sort of never really thought about it. And also the relates to Kanji thing. So the same thing. So I wonder if him and Kanji are gonna have some sort of friendship. I guess we'll see. Scared of shadows, yeah. You see that he can't do shit in a fight when you knocks him over. And he's scared of the shadows. You see he like hides when the fog lifts, because the shadows get dangerous then. Alright, that's what I want to talk about Teddy. Kanji, gay as fuck, yeah. Made himself unlikable so people can reject him. I can't remember where he says this. Is it his shadow? Or was it after the fact? I remember he said something like, I can't remember what it was. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. That was easy. I know, I've known all this time I had something like you. You know, if guys are chicks, I'm scared shitless of being rejected. Hotel Pansy tries to make everyone hate me. Yeah, so he tried to make everyone hate him because he doesn't want to be rejected. Which, yeah, that makes sense for like a biker gang character. That's pretty cool. Does not go to school except to his gay BF. Yeah, he doesn't go to school. I think they said since the start of the year he hasn't been going to school. I don't know if this ties into making himself unlikable or whether he just doesn't want to go to school. You don't give a shit. Except it's KBF, yeah. When Naoto says to me up at school, he's like, oh, okay. And he goes to the bathroom, like, fixes his hair. Scared of girls. Yeah. What does it say? It says, oh, how I hate girls. So arrogant, self-centered. They cry if you get angry, they gossip behind your back. Spread nasty lies. Look at me like I'm some disgusting thing and say that I'm a weirdo. You're like, so what a queer. Painting is so not you. But you're a guy, you don't act like a guy. Why aren't you manly? Yeah, I guess it also ties into his insecurities about being rejected and not liking girls, so maybe, is that why he likes guys? Maybe? Or maybe he's just actually gay. Alright, crush locals bikes by himself because the noise kept his mother up at night. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like the exact thing Dejima said, so I'm not gonna bother trying to find it. Yeah, so also Dejima knew about kanji. I don't know if that's going to be important in the future. Maybe Dejima will see us hanging out with kanji and be like, what are you doing with that guy? You're around these bad influences like Yosuke. Ooh, like, okay, we'll talk about the Dejima part soon. Yeah, so I guess he was also doing it for his mother. I don't know if that's the reason he became like a biker himself to fight against the other ones. Is that also time to him skipping school? I don't know. We'll probably figure a lot of this out soon because I've just finished the dungeon. We haven't really seen the resolution to like his storyline yet. Alright, let's go on to Rise, who yeah, was in the first TV commercial at the start. Oh, Yosuke's got knocked out. Oh yeah, also I want to talk about this. So the game opens with us meeting Igor, which doesn't happen in P3 and P5. I actually think it's interesting because he does like fortune telling. He tells us what is gonna happen. It's like tower represents terrible catastrophe in the immediate future. A moon, hesitation and mystery. Yeah, so it's like establishing the themes of the game. Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's talk about Rise then. Yeah. 15-year-old girl in a bikini. That's a great way to start Persona game. And also, pretty sure this is Rise here with Moo. So that's all I have to say about her so far. The only times we've seen her. We actually saw Naoto before Rise. I mean, not including the bikini scene. So yeah, let's move on. Naoto, who we don't know the name of yet, analytical about Kanji's odd behavior. So yeah, Naoto had this weird relationship with Kanji. I don't know what. I'll say he because we don't know Naoto's a girl yet. Even though I do know that Naoto's actually a girl. Yeah, we don't know why he is so interested in Kanji, but he does give us information about him, like he has a complex. I don't even know what he means by that. And yeah, he seems very analytical. Like he's been sort of analyzing Kanji, maybe not even trying to be friends, just for research. Maybe Naoto saw the Midnight Channel, and that's why he was talking to Kanji. Obviously, Kanji took it as Naoto liking him and being gay. I don't think that was Naoto's intention, though. Also, yeah, odd behavior. Is that just because he's gay, or I don't know. I don't know what he means by odd behavior. He hangs out with Junes. I don't know. I guess Naoto just is an enjoyer of Junes. Is a proud customer. Maybe will we be able to see Naoto or Junes later on in the game, like now or after we've already got the information from him? I'm curious. Or is it just for that one time when he gave us the information we could see him at Junes? I don't know. Oh yeah, wanted help from the textile shop owner. Yeah, so when we first see him, yeah, he's talking to the textile shop owner. All he says is, "Well, if you excuse me, ma'am, it's alright, you've given me plenty to think about, thank you." And he sees us and just walks off. And then Yosuke's like,
What's up with him? Weirdo.
yeah, so we don't know what he needed from the textile shop owner. Maybe it was about kanji. I'm not too sure. I hope they will learn what Naoto needed from her. Alright, let's talk about Dojima. He's really off like to see Nanako because of his job, and he always thinks about his job. Even when he's back at home, he wants Nanako to like put the news on, which means that Nanako, very responsible with cooking chores, as Dojima's rarely home. Yeah, this sort of leaves Nanako to do all the housework, and Nanako says that Dojima can't even cook. Yeah, he's also questioning you and sus of him. Obviously the murder started happening just as he came to town. And also, don't like Yosuke. He thinks he's hanging around bad influences. Because Yosuke was swinging around swords, so I can't even blame Dojima for that. Yosuke was just being an idiot. Although I don't know why you was grouped in with Yosuke there, like, two suspicious young males? Excuse me, I'm not associated with this guy. He cares about Nanako and you though, clearly. And yeah, he doesn't want them going out tonight. We see in Nanako socialing. He wants to protect them no matter what. Even restricting them from going out at night. So yeah, he clearly does care for them, but he's also focused on his job and the murders happening in the town. So yeah, I see why he's like that, but also like, damn, he really went off on you and Nanako for going to Junes in the middle of the night. Also, considering the fact he leaves Nanako at home. He leaves Nanako at home alone. I feel like that's more dangerous than letting her go out tonight with you. But, oh well. Let's look at Nanako. Every day's great at your Junes. Yeah. She loves Junes. Shut up. Don't like Dojima questioning you, so yeah, when June's sus of you, like questioning him, Nanako's doesn't want them to be fighting. She likes a cool Oni-chan. I don't know what made her like you. She was sort of like shy at first with you. I guess hanging out with you and his friends, taking her to Junes. I don't know. That just made him go on her. That was a nice scene, by the way. Taking Nanako to Junes because obviously Tsujima couldn't go on the field trip. Always excited to go places, yeah, with the field trip and Junes. She has an addiction for Junes, I swear. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense considering she stays home all day while Dojima's out at work. has to do all the chores. So her money's go out makes sense. She's very responsible for cooking and house chores. Yeah, I already talked about this. Likes biker gangs. Yeah, just thought I'd throw that in there. She's very hyped about the biker gangs. Alright, I think we can move on. Adachi. He slacks off on the clock at Junes. That is insane. I mean, he said he feels like he's being worked really hard by Tajima, who's also like slacking off and lazy. Loki leaks all the information about the cases to Yosuke, and Chie. I don't know whether he's doing this on purpose or he's just actually like that stupid. He's thinking out loud to these kids. He tries to act professional in front of civvies. Yeah, he tries to act professional whilst leaking all the information. So, yeah. Hachimura woman claims he has a son because they have the same name. Yeah, so we see in his social link, this older woman calls him Toro, which is his first name, and she thinks he's her son. Whether he actually is her son? Maybe. We don't know. Adachi could just be making that up. Maybe she's actually his mom, and he just wants to escape from her. He throws up after seeing Yamano's corpse. Yeah, so it's a bit unprofessional. Okay, maybe more than a bit unprofessional. That's the first thing we see from him throwing up. I mean, I'm assuming, yeah, it had to have been seeing Yamano's corpse. All he looks for in a woman is cooking ability because he can't cook for shit. Yeah, another thing we see in the social link. He wants a woman who can cook because he just stays home eating like instant noodles. This might tie in with his mom. Maybe his mom did everything for him and cooked for him. And also means he's lazy on his job. I don't know. Alright, we have Marie, who I found that Marie is actually a golden exclusive character. She wasn't in the original P4, which makes sense because she was kind of like Kasumi in P5. She was kind of forced in, being like the first character you meet in the game. I don't know how important she's gonna be. I mean, maybe she'll have some like side content, but I don't think she's gonna be important in the main story, considering she was added in. She writes poems and is embarrassed about others knowing. Yeah, so we see her poems. Obviously, she writes, and she's talking about a poem in her social link, but she doesn't want others knowing about it. I don't know why. Guess she just wants to be a cool girl, and poems are not cool. Shut up, I hate you, stupid joke. Yep. No suggestions. Only remembers walking with nowhere to go. Yeah, so in her social link, she talks about what she remembers before being a Velvet Room attendant. She just remembers walking with nowhere to go. Also, Inaba seemed familiar and nostalgic to her, so I don't know if this means she was once like a resident of Inaba. Maybe she had family there, and she lost her memory. She lost her memory and only remembers walking with nowhere to go. She owns an old bamboo comb from before she was found by Igor. She says the only thing she knows is hers, that she owns. So clearly I'm pretty sure this means she had some sort of memory wipe at some point. Yeah, she doesn't like being trapped in the Velvet Room with nothing to do. So she wanted to like install a TV in there. And maybe that's why she writes poems, so stop being bored. Yeah, so it seems like Igor just kind of took her in because she was a lost kid, and clearly Igor goes for the hot girls with Elizabeth and Margaret, who I have a lot to say about Margaret, as you can see. I mean, okay, let's not talk about P5 when we're talking about further room attendants being hot girls. Let's not talk about P5. I'm not talking about P5. Yeah, the nose. Yeah, that's what she calls Igor. The nose. She pessimistic. Yeah, so in the same conversation, she was talking about the bamboo comb. She said like we should give up on trying to find the truth. She's like, you're trying to find out the truth, right? You should give up. I don't know what that means. I guess she's also maybe lost her memories, so she has to try to find her truth. But I don't know what that means. She is giving up on finding out where she came from, or maybe she's just taking out her frustration of not remembering on us. Saying if she can't find out where she came from, she don't want us to find the truth either. Yeah, that's what I have to say about Marie. Margaret. Yeah, she is bad. So I have to say. So yeah, we're getting to the social links now. Oh yeah, we learned from Daisuke that his grandma wants him to stop playing basketball, and that he's been psyched since you joined. I think they said he's part of like a prestigious family or something, and his grandma doesn't support him playing basketball. But obviously he doesn't want to quit, and Daisuke said he's been psyched ever since you joined. So I guess he likes you and wants to rebel against his grandma and his family. And then Daisuke, he's a dumbass. A proud dumbass. He doesn't even realize he's a dumbass. He cares about Ko though. Yeah, he may be a bit dumb, but he seems like a good friend towards Ko. That's why he tells you about what Ko's going through. He thinks that Yosuke dude is hilarious when he talks about Junes. So, yeah, clearly he likes Yosuke's dumb jokes. Alright, Ayane, shy girl. We don't really know much about her. I think I'm like rank 1 in her social link. And she was like cleaning up after the band played. That's all we really got from her. I like Ayane though. Alright, Fox, Magic Leaf Dealer. Not a drug dealer, by the way. Yeah, Magic Leaf Dealer. We know that he wants to help the townsfolk. We don't really know much about him except he comes to the TV world. Oh, and he's also like sneaky. He managed to get past security to get into Junes. I don't really know where his social link's gonna go. Maybe it'll just be us helping other people. So I don't know. Yuta's mother. Bad as fuck. Maybe I should have wrote more notes for these social links. Low-key she was though. Let me go off the top of my head. So yeah, she recently got with Yuta's dad, so she's Yuta's stepmother. Not mother. Stepmother. So she's not too close to Yuta. I think Yuta's dad was like out of town or something. So it was kind of awkward between them. And she had like insecurities about raising him. Yeah, we're we're not really too progressed on her social link. We're only like rank 1. Miss Sofue. She talks about having a samurai big brother, who might be the guy from P3. I can't remember his name for the life of me. But you know, that one teacher who went on and on about the samurai era, or the Sengoku era. With the helmet. I don't know if she's talking about him. They do look kind of familiar. And it makes sense that he's a big brother because P3 obviously happened before P4. I don't know. I think that's the only teacher I have on here. I don't even think I have Moroka on here. I don't think I have anything to say about Moroka. He's just a dick. Oh yeah, also, now the teachers have face portraits, which I find interesting. Because I'm pretty sure in the original P3, all of the teachers did. And I know in P3 Possible they do. Maybe they didn't in the original P3. I don't know if this means that teachers are going to be like that unimportant. They weren't even important in P3 and P5, but they still have face portraits. Obviously, Moroka does. The principal doesn't. I wonder if in Revival they'll add face portraits to the teachers. They probably will, to be more like consistent with the games. Okay, we're getting into the lore here. With Yamano. Yeah, possibly a scene of her getting dragged into the TV in the opening cutscene. Let me find this scene. Let's sit here. I think this is her getting dragged into the TV. At first I thought it was like you having flashbacks about his past. Kind of like Joker, but no, I think that's just her getting dragged into the TV. We can't really make out anything about the villain or the killer here. He's like grabbing her by the neck, I think. Bit rough with her, but it makes sense, he is a murderer. She was the first target, which is interesting. So, is the killer targeting people because of the affair? If so, why would he go for her and not the husband? I don't know. She ordered a pair of scarves from Tatsumi Textiles for her and Namatame. Yeah, so she ordered a woman's scarf and a man's scarf from Tatsumi Textiles, but she ended up only wanting the woman's scarf, so that might be because the affair happened. Maybe she found out that he was married, maybe she didn't know. And then she broke up with him and only wanted the woman's scarf. Alright, Namatame, bro was cancelled. Yeah, he's cancelled. Yeah, we see him in Inaba. He either regrets cheating because of guilt or because of the backlash. We don't really know. But we see some sort of regret on him in Inaba. He had an alibi, so probably not the killer. Yeah, we hear Dejima talking about him. So he was like, was he out of town when Yamano was murdered? And people like saw him there. I can't remember what it was, but all we know is that he's probably not the killer because he had an alibi. I don't know if his character's gonna be important from here on out. I mean, I feel like there's a lot with this affair that we still don't know about. It seems very important to the overall story of this affair. Alright, Misuzu Hiragi, low-key a baddie. She is though, like... Look at her. Why would you cheat on this woman? Found out her husband cheated on her and exposed him publicly. Yeah, so we hear obviously in the scene about the scene with Adachi and Did I'll just bring it up. Yeah, this scene where they talk about who could be the killer, and they bring up her, but they sort of rule her off pretty quickly because she was the one who came out with the affair, so she's putting attention on her, so why would she kill after making herself seem like the suspect? That doesn't really make sense. Yeah, we don't really know much about her, honestly. This is literally all we know. That she was the one who came out about her husband cheating. After finding out, I don't know how she found out. Probably just walked in on him. Alright, and also, yeah, there was a room in the TV world with posters of her that were, like, scratched out, and a noose tied with a Yamano scarf. Yeah, so the first time we go into the TV world, let me get on that. This room. There's a bunch of posters of her with, like, I don't know what the red and yellow stuff is supposed to be. Is it blood? Or is it ketchup? What is the yellow stuff? Is that piss? Maybe Yosuke actually couldn't hold it in and went all over the wall. What is the... Okay, I'm not going to ask what the white stuff is. Yeah, we also have the chair with the noose here. And it's a bedroom if we go back. Yeah, we see there's like a bed here. So it's like a normal bedroom except for the posters. I wonder whose bedroom this is. And if so, why do they have so many pictures of Yamano scratched out? And did they kill themselves? Is that what this is? Also, yeah, this is Yamano's scarf. She ordered. We talk about that when we see in Tatsumi Textiles. It was the same scarf they had that was the one in this room. And we know that Yamano is the one who ordered the scarf. So is this her room? Maybe she was low-key conspiring against Misuzu Hiragi with all these pictures. Did she kill herself with the scarf? I mean, we know the people who go into the TV, we see their reality inside the TV. So Saki had the liquor store, Yukiko had a castle, Kanji had the bathhouse. A lot like palaces in Persona 5, I think. It's sort of how they see the world. So, is this how she saw her bedroom? Maybe she wanted to kill herself. Maybe she attempted it. I don't know with Yamano. There's still so much we don't know about this. And how this all ties into why the killer is killing people. We don't know. Alright, fog guy. Where's the fog guy? This guy. This guy, as we see when we go to sleep on the first night, I have loads of quotes. He says, oh, let me see. It seems you can see a little despite the fog. I think I have down here. You can see a little despite the fog. I don't know what that means for you. Maybe that means he is the one who's supposed to, who's like destined to find the truth. Maybe he's the only one who can. Do we know what the truth is? Is it just finding the killer, or I don't know. Yeah, let's see what he says. He says, "But you will not catch me so easily. If what you seek is truth, then your search will be even harder. Everyone sees what they want to, and the fog only deepens. Will we meet again at a place other than here?" Very vague. He says, "But you will not catch me so easily." Is he the killer? If so, why would we meet them in a dream before we've even started all this? Maybe he's not the killer. Maybe we are led into believing seeking the truth is finding the killer, but no, it's actually finding this guy. He said, if what you seek is truth, then your search will be even harder. Even harder than what? We don't really know. Everyone sees what they want to, and the fog only deepens. Yeah, so people only see what they want to. They don't really want to accept the truth, which makes the fog deepen. Maybe that ties in with the TV world being foggy and the fog lifting when it's foggy in the real world. Everyone only sees what they want to. That kind of ties in with the dungeons with like Yukiko's castle. She sees it as a castle. She doesn't see it for what it is. And obviously like the shadows, they don't want to accept that the shadows are a part of themselves. They only see the parts of themselves that they want to see. So these are like themes of the game, I'm guessing. Will we meet again at a place other than here? Will we meet this guy again? Is he the killer? We don't really know. We don't know anything about this guy at a place other than here. What was that place? I mean, I'm guessing it was a place inside a mind, in a dream? I don't really know. There was a whole bunch of TVs on the floor though, if we go back. Yeah, we're walking on TVs and there's fog everywhere around us. Actually, these are TVs, right? I thought they were TVs. They're box-like. I don't really know. They could just be like squares. Yeah, and you can see a little despite the fog. No idea what's gonna happen with this guy. Is he the final boss? Maybe. Also, it's very interesting how we actually got into a fight and used our persona that early on. Before we even awakened to our persona, we could use it. Which is very interesting. Doesn't happen in the other Persona games. Hey, and then we have Strange Student. Who am I talking about? I'm of course talking about this guy. What does he do? He wants to hang out with Yukiko, on the day of Yamano's murder. Yeah, so he goes to another school. He has a different uniform to everyone else. Why did he come to our school? Was it to see Yukiko? Maybe he had heard about her? Or, well, the thing is, we had just gone out of school because there was a murder and we were told to return home and evacuate. So, very convenient that he came on the same day as the murder. And he also talks to Yukiko. He wants to hang out with Yukiko alone, who we know becomes the next victim after Yamano. Actually, Saki's the next victim. The next victim after Saki. So, maybe if Yukiko did go with him, he would have put her in a TV. Is he the killer? I don't know. He's a face poacher, so probably important. Yes. I was just talking about how no one has a face poacher in this game except for social links and this guy. Kind of an arsehole. Yeah. When Yukiko's like, oh wait.
What the Amagi challenge is?
So, are you coming or not?
Why is he talking like that? And he crashes out. No.
I'm not going.
Fine.
He crashes out. And then he runs off. Yeah. Bit of an asshole. I don't know why the hell he wanted to hang out with Yukiko. Was it just he had a crush on her? I don't know. Reporter. Right. I talked about the reporter who interviews each of the victims just before they are sent to the TV world. Mighty suspicious. So, we don't see it with Yamano, but he interviews Saki right before she sent to the TV world. Same thing with Yukiko and same thing with Kanji. Could someone have to appear on TV to be sent to the TV world? Is it because they were interviewed that they're now able to be sent to the TV world? Maybe they can't go in unless they've been on TV? I don't know. Might be working with or being manipulated by the killer to get their target on the TV. I don't think this guy is the killer who's trying to send these people into the TV world, but maybe he's working with the killer to put people on the TV. Like Saki, who he also asks weird questions and is kind of a creep. With like Yukio, it's like, wow, you're looking mighty fine in that kimono, young 16-year-old. I don't know. Alright, and then lastly we got the killer. It was thought to target females, but disproven with Kanji. Might enjoy watching their victims get freaky on the Midnight Channel. Yeah, so discussing, oh yeah, it's right here. This is not, okay, I don't know where it is. But yeah, we're discussing about the killer, and she comes to realizations like, what if he is enjoying seeing the victims' shadows on the Midnight Channel? Because honestly, it's pretty entertaining seeing Yukiko push up her boobs to the camera and Kanji. Yeah, I don't need to elaborate. Maybe he's a freak who likes seeing teenagers. Whatever, man. Targets high schoolers except for Yamano. Yeah, so he's only targeted to high schoolers except for Yamano, obviously, who's the first target. He targets those who are connected to the affair, but obviously Saki discovered the body. They were like, maybe there's something only Saki knows about the body that the killer wanted to cover up. If so, how would the killer even know? Was he there to see Saki? And how was it only Saki that knew that? Did Saki see her get killed, maybe? Yeah, and only high schoolers. So with Yukiko and Kanji, they said their parents should have been targets, but they were the ones who were thrown into the TV. Obviously, Yamano stayed at Yukiko's inn, but it was weird that Yukiko was targeted and not her mom. And same thing with Kanji, with Kanji's mom being the owner of the textile shop who had the scarf. Why was Kanji targeted and not the mom? We don't really know. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Maybe if I do decide to continue doing these analyses, maybe I'll talk more about how like each scene plays out in the game, rather than just analysing the characters and theorising what could happen. I don't know. I've enjoyed doing this. I sounded an hour and 20 minutes.